So can you tell me a bit about what it's like to be maybe a day in your life?
Yeah, so I would start, usually I would start in the mornings, get up, just get ready and stuff, and then head straight to the golf course. I'd spend from maybe 6:30 to 8:30 down just practicing. I practice at the Tommy Fleetwood Academy at Jumeirah Golf Estates, but I'll be on the range doing chipping, all that kind of stuff there. Go have my breakfast, come back, do some putting close to the clubhouse, and then I'll spend an hour in a gym, come back. This is on a summer day because it's too hot in Dubai right now, really, to be out at like 11 or 12.
100%.
So I'll come back, do a bit of study, chill out. I've got some kind of habits that I do every day, stretching. That's a requirement if you want to be a pro, really, because it's all about your longevity. If you get injured, you're finished. You can't really do anything. So do that, and then maybe play some holes in the afternoon, go back at around 3, 4, and then from there, that's it. That's kind of my day. I kind of do the same thing every day, and it may seem boring to some people, but it's what I do, it's what I love, and it kind of shows that these wins, they're because of what I do before these tournaments. That's really what it is.
Sports, from what I've seen, is not everyone's cup of tea,
Mm-hmm.
but there are some people out there, who routine is what they love, right?
Mhm.
They find beauty in the routine, and I think you must be one of those people.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a podcast from Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously one of, if not the greatest footballer in the world, and he was talking with Whoop, and he says that the main thing is routine. It's getting up every day, doing what you set out. You set a time to train, you train at that time, you wake up at a time that you set. Every time that you say, I'm going to do something, you have to do it. That's a bottom line. And those routines, people may call it crazy and boring and, I want to switch it up, I want to do something fun. But if you get into that routine, sometimes it just becomes mindless and you just keep doing it and you keep doing it and you keep doing it. So that's why when I was away, I traveled to the States and I traveled to Scotland in the summer. I kind of lost that routine, different time zones, jet lag, food wasn't the same, hotel obviously is not the same as your own house. So you lose a bit of that routine, and when you come back, you really appreciate how much a good routine is just like, is really good for your life and really good for your training. You can get up in the same bed, you know the same route to the training ground or wherever you practice, whether you do football or rugby or tennis or golf, it doesn't really matter. That good routine is a staple. Anyone that wakes up at the same time every day and goes to sleep at the same time every day, they're going to be beating the people that sleep at irregular times and wake up at irregular times. It's just a fact, really.
100%. 100%. So you spoke a bit there about how Cristiano Ronaldo, you quoted him, and he said it's about doing the same thing every single day. It's about the routine, right? So I think a word that ties into that is discipline. Yeah. So let's take it to the central question of today, and that is, do you think discipline is more about saying yes to hard work or saying no to distractions? I want to hear your personal views on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question, and it depends on what perspective you look at it from. If you take it from one side and you say, saying no to distractions, I could eliminate all distractions from my life, but I'm not doing any hard work. So, I mean, where does that really get you? You're just in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. And then if we go to the other side and we say, I'm putting in that hard work, but I've got distractions, I'm going out late at night and I'm coming back and I'm sleeping late, and then I wake up with a low recovery, my body's not primed, my mind is not ready to conquer the day, and then you get lazy in training, you do bad habits, etc. So they're both important. You have to say no to distractions because there are some distractions that will kill your progress, but then if you're not doing the hard work, then there's no point of saying no to distractions. So I guess a question, you got to go down the rabbit hole, and then I would ask you, what would you say are the distractions that you would say no to? That's my question.
There's quite a few, right? So let's take it from an athlete's perspective, since you are an athlete. And I think the biggest and most obvious one would be staying out late and going out with your friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's the first one that I would say is a big distractor. Second one is food. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is those times where you want to have a nice meal, where you want to go to a fast food place, where you want to have that dessert, but you can't because you have to say no to that distraction sometimes.
Yeah.
Those days where you want to sleep in, where you don't want to get up early to train, right? That's another distraction. Or having to balance, for example, your sports with your education or with your school life. That can be seen in a sense as a distraction. Do you spend that extra time on your sport, or do you waste it away doing extra studying rather than getting by, right? That's a choice that you have to make. You have to say yes or no to that distraction. I'm not saying you say no to all distractions.
Yeah.
You say yes to some distractions because some distractions are necessary for the rest of your life, right? you can't say no to going out every single day, because you're going to become an unhealthy person, and that leads into a cycle where you're going to become an unhealthy athlete, and an unhealthy athlete cannot perform on the day, right? But if you know how to balance it, and you know how to say no to the right distractions, no to the wrong distractions, and yes to the right distractions, that's, I think, where you're in that perfect spot, where you're in the happy zone, that I like to call it.
Yeah.